It's 1914, less than a month since the outbreak of World War I, and on the other side of the world, Japan spots an opportunity. For decades, Japan has sought recognition as a major power equal to the countries of Europe, even industrializing in 1870 and defeating Russia in the Russo-Japanese War just 10 years prior. Wishing to expand its empire further into China, Japan sets its sights on the German-controlled city of Qingdao, and a request from the British to join the war on the side of the Entente comes their way. There is no hesitation to accept. On the 23rd of August, Japan formally declares war on Germany, and only 4 days later, 68 battleships and 25,000 men are approaching the city. Germany, with a measly 5,000 soldiers, failed to defend it and surrender control of Qingdao after a month of fighting, marking an end to Japan's first and only direct clash with the Central Powers. The Japanese, however, seize Germany's Pacific territories unopposed and assist in hunting down and sinking the German East Asian fleet. Yet, while Europe is consumed by the war, Japan's true focus remains in China, specifically Manchuria. In 1915, a list of 21 demands is presented to the Chinese, among them that Japan will place its own advisors in key government positions, effectively turning China into a puppet state. This was not received well by China or internationally, even with their own allies criticizing the move. The war continues uneventfully for Japan, that is until 1917 and the Russian Civil War begins. Siberia and the Far East is in complete chaos, and Japan sees another opportunity. Under the pretext of rescuing a stranded Czechoslovak legion and preventing German supplies from falling into the hands of the Red Army, Japan lands 70,000 troops in Vladivostok and advances deep into Siberia, as far as Lake Baikal, and they have no intention of leaving. Approximately 50,000 settlers pour into the region and remain there past the end of the war, only beginning to withdraw due to international pressure and the advancing Red Army in 1922 until 1925. At the Versailles Peace Conference, Japan secures control over Qingdao and the former German Pacific Islands, but not the racial equality clause that has been long desired by Japan, which was only vetoed by America and Australia. Still being treated as a lesser power and racially unequal, Japan would go on to invade Manchuria in 1931 and find themselves allied with Germany in World War II. However, in this game, things go a little differently. I side with the Central Powers, invading Russia from the beginning, pitting myself against the Entente's colonies in the Asia Pacific, and building an empire that General Tojo would be proud of. Hi, I'm Colonel Cam, and welcome to 12 years as Imperial Japan in the Great War Redux. Hello guys, welcome back to the buggiest mod in Hearts of Iron 4, the Great War Redux. Anyway, really quickly before we get into the video, please like and subscribe. A lot of time and effort goes into these videos, and I'd really appreciate it if you just did one of those things. Anyway, let's get straight into it. As you saw in the intro, we are playing as Japan, but not historically, no. We are going to join the Central Powers and fight the Entente in the Pacific. You know, kind of like they did in World War II, but they're doing it in World War I instead. Our leader is Emperor Meiji, who gives 50% stability, but has Imperial sanction, which means he's not very big on war, which has got to change, but thankfully it will, because he's not going to be around for much longer. And as for the national spirits, they're pretty good actually. The only bad one that could be perceived as bad is Zybustus, which decreases our economy but increases our construction speed. Oh, we also already start with Korea as a puppet, or a Imperial protectorate. Probably just more, yeah, we'll develop Tokyo a bit more. I need another civ. We got 5. It's terrible. I obviously need to work on my economy, so I switched to free trade to try and build stuff faster, and I also got a chief of army, which was useful to get early to get some army experience. We could be building new roads, okay? Look at this. We could be, yeah, we're building some new roads. Have you seen our infrastructure? It's horrible. It's all like 20. The highest is 30%. Why does Korea have better infrastructure than we do? It's a good question, considering we are the ones doing the colonizing, but that's not going to matter for much longer because we are going to formally annex them into our country. Unfortunately, the Koreans were not too happy about this, but do you think any of us care? No. Nah, go ahead. It's fine. 105-man incident. What is this? That was a thing in real life. I did some research. 700 Koreans were arrested for plotting to kill the Governor General. Alright, let's annex Korea, because they're being a pain. Okay, whoa. Shouldn't we be getting this little province here? When does that happen? Oh, we annex them. Hey, now our name stretches across. Do we have any more factories? No. It didn't take long for another incident to happen, this time the high treason incident, so I got to do more research now. So this time it was a plot to assassinate the Emperor of Japan by anarcho-communists this time, so it's great. I'm actually really hungry. I'm not gonna lie, it's like, I'm never this hungry at 9:15 in the morning. After selecting a chief of army and those army spirits, whatever they're called, China began to explode, which is very interesting for me. Oh, China's gone crazy. And from this point forward, China are going to be in a constant state of war within themselves. I don't know why I don't take advantage of this sooner. There was no option in my tree to, but okay. I can actually go partial mode immediately now. That's so good, because yeah, world tension went crazy. There it is, the end of the revolution. We have a China, and we have Tibet. You know, we're going to need more fuel. The size of our navy does not compare to like the amount of fuel we've got. I feel like it'd be cool to get some planes, I'm not going to lie. You know, I say that, I do the focus, and then after this, I did not even look at any planes for the rest of this playthrough. So massive effort. It's just a big effort. About what? Who knows? It's infrastructure and airbase, apparently. Anyway, something very important happened. Our emperor finally died. Nothing changes because of it. We kind of just get a new guy, but it was important. All right, what other advisor can we get? Someone who builds stuff. Oh, negative 15%. No, captain of industry. Yeah, I'm going to train some Marines. I know I don't have support equipment, but I have guns and I have men, and that's really all you need. Anyway, I spotted something in my focus tree, something to do with the revolution opportunity in China, and I thought, finally, we can actually do something. But we have to wait until we're at war to do that, which is still a couple of years away. Why does Britain have like every port in Asia? Jesus Christ. Yeah, but of course they have Hong Kong. Bro, Britain has everything in Asia. Okay, maybe not everything, but they have a very damn lot. Logistical looks good. Victory or death. I feel like that's very fitting. Yeah, yeah, victory or death, that kind of does suit the Japanese military quite a bit. There was a political advisor that we started with that I wanted to get rid of because he's not that good. Rid of this guy, Yagamata. He's not that good. Yeah, the Kuomintang. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in China. How do they have another revolution after the revolution? And then to think what happens by 1936, how they all go into their warlord states. Well, bro, what happened? Look at this. Army is growing. It's going to be almost 500k. That's pretty good. Okay, if we want to join the Central Powers, we got to go down here. So I actually have to like lock in and support Filipino separatists. I would spend the rest of my time going down that one tree so I could join the Central Powers when the war started. This time we got an actually interesting event that gave us an option. Vietnamese revolutionaries are very unhappy with the French rule in Indochina right about now. And should we choose to support them, the entirety of the Entente would see that we are supporting them and put us at odds with them, but that doesn't matter because we're joining the Central Powers anyway and it'll be fine. We're going to support them. They get event secret support from Japan. Oh, okay, well we weren't, we just told it. Bro, how about we don't give them that event? Alright, support Filipino separatists, send diplomats to Siam. Oh, seeing this now hurts. We sent diplomats to them as well. Jeez. Well, you'll see later in the video why this hurts so much. Anyway, Franz Ferdinand was assassinated and World War I was well underway. Now, I'm not going to join the war straight away. I'm not ready yet. My army isn't big enough, but it will be very soon, okay? I wanted to do this focus spiritual mobilization first. It gave us 2.5% recruitable population out of thin air, I guess. Anyway, I began preparing invasions into Vladivostok because Russia would be the first country we attack. Oh yeah, I've set things up for an invasion to prepare against China and Russia. Done. Problem solved. That's how you defend your ports, guys. I know how Navy works. Look at me go. 1914 was coming to an end, and by 1915, I would join the war on the side of the Central Powers. Indoctrination. Maybe we do one more focus, this indoctrination one, and then we do it. I joined the Central Powers, accepted the call to arms, and immediately started invading Russia. They welcome us to the Central Powers. We shall set aside our differences for now. I began invading Russia and Vladivostok, not just from my naval invasion, but also from Korea, and then also from the northern Sakhalin, I think it's called, the northern part of Japan. The USA weren't too happy about our decision, but I don't care, screw them. Also, Korea is in a famine. And this entire time, I was unopposed, just going into outer Manchuria as far as I wanted to. I would have kept pushing further, but supply was becoming a very big issue, and I didn't want to suddenly encounter a huge Russian army and then get encircled and be destroyed, right? So I just kept it at the Vladivostok. Anyway, after a successful invasion into Russia, I then presented the 21 demands to China. And at this point, we're on a roll. The Americans haven't entered the war, so I have naval supremacy everywhere, so I started invading Indochina. Apart from the odd Indo-Chinese divisions that I encircled, Indochina was taken relatively easily. So Saigon is ours, and then Phnom Penh. Hopefully that's that Indochina capitulated. Alright, this guy is off. Should be able to land here. Alright, pressure China done. I might as well just do development. I also set up an invasion for Hong Kong, but I had a feeling that it would actually be defended, so I had to put quite a few divisions on there. Not to mention, we also now have a border with the British Raj, which I'm just trying to hold. I don't really have intentions on going into Burma, there's nothing there. Oh, they actually have dudes in Hong Kong, yeah. Alright, force attack. We gotta win this. What is this? The Great Qing. What? Are they back? Like, yeah, see, I told you. Just a constant state of war in China. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, that invasion of Hong Kong, it went well, and we took it. There we go. Alright, we took Hong Kong. Nice. What is this? Stormtroopers selection. Fort urban attack. Sure, that sounds good. I tried invading that bit of Malaysia where Brunei is, but we lost it somehow. I should have landed in 2 places, but I just tried to invade the port. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I didn't try again. It did not work, even though they're so low. And did you see how low they were in organization there? Oh my god. And then the bloody betrayal from Siam. They literally, we sent diplomats over there or some shit, bro. Oh my god. Siam joins the Entente. What are you doing? Siam. You are supposed to be on my side. You've always been on my side. That's how it's worked. I actually have no idea whether they have been always on my side or not. I just assumed they would be because I guess they don't like them. I don't even know, man. All that matters is they were going to take Indochina if I didn't do something about it. So I had to get some divisions from what I was using against the Chinese front, which I'm not even at war with. And I managed to stabilize the situation in Cambodia and northern Laos, or pretty much Vietnam at that point. Whoa. Empire of Vietnam declared war on the French Indochina. Then there was this Vietnamese uprising, which was good because they helped us defend against Siam and the friend Indo-Chinese. This is not good. A large portion of our army is tied down in Indochina. Not to mention the divisions I have against Russia. Now, manpower isn't the issue, it's equipment. But I can't produce enough equipment, not because I have enough military factories, it's because I have no resources. So at this point, I'm really eager to invade China for the resources, but I just can't do it in the focus tree, or I can't justify, so I just gotta put up with it. Why can't I get more sport equipment quicker? Switching to local police force. Should it give me some more equipment too? Yeah, it did. Okay, we got no supply anywhere. That's fun. We're tied down. Technically, we're tied down here, but we're not at the same time. Like, I could go, but we're just going to run out of supply. I decided that if I'm going to push Siam back, I'm going to need to invade them somewhere. So I decided to set up an invasion on that peninsula that comes down that turns into Singapore. And that way, I could push up into Bangkok if I want and reclaim Indochina, and then if I really wanted to, could push down into Singapore. The February Revolution. Okay, it's on the collapse. It's beginning. This would go on to be a very interesting year because I would like to know if I get to keep the territory that I invaded from Russia. In the meantime, my invasion into Siam landed unopposed and I immediately began working my way up the peninsula. No, because this is going to be so hard to push through now. Looks like we're winning the attacks. Especially here, this one's good. They tried to send reinforcements to stop me advancing into Bangkok, but that didn't work. Yeah, we're crossing this river, no way. Oh my god, we crossed the river. Come on. Yes! Oh, I'm playing so well. This is actually... Bruh, this is so easy. I also started pushing from Vietnam as well, trying to encircle the capital city. That's 3! Yo, we encircled 3 divisions, that's insane. You know, I'm really surprised I'm actually able to make encirclements and push divisions back in this mod, because usually when you play the Great War Redux, it just is a standalone entrenchment fest of nothing. I ended up encircling it, and then I just had a few victory points left to capitulate Siam. What is going on in China? There we go, Bangkok's ours, perfect. There we go, Siam's done. It took a while to clean up that mess in Indochina right now, but once I did, I managed to secure the front with the British Raj as well. Bolshevik coup. There we go, we've bypassed the red revolutionary opportunity. Whatever that focus is, this is huge for us. They're cooked. Done. Now in terms of the negotiations in Brest-Litovsk, you know how they do a ceasefire and then it doesn't work out and then they have to do an even harsher ceasefire. I was hoping to keep Vladivostok, and well, because the peace deal is scripted, no, I don't get to. There we go, arms just broken again, and they're fighting once again, and now they're going to be forced to even further negotiations. But that doesn't matter, because 1918 is going to be a very interesting year for us. This is unhistorical, and we all know that Germany surrenders in 1918, but I'm going to refuse to surrender. No, I'm not. Why would I do that? Alright, we're about to claim Manchuria. I hope an event fires. An event did fire, not the one that I wanted, but the White Peace with the Soviet Union, now the Soviet Russia, so we didn't get Vladivostok, or not even North Sakhalin or anything. No, not even our claims, bro. What? We need to join the Entente to do this Soviet intervention. Which is dumb and stupid. They're still our enemy no matter what. I completely forgot about the port like right next to Korea that the UK owns, so I invaded that really quick. Anyway, I set up an invasion for Singapore, and I had to because I couldn't go down through the Malaysian puppets, or all those puppet states that the UK owns, because they haven't called them in, and I can't declare war on them, so I have to do it by sea. Which is the last thing you want to do when you invade Singapore, but whatever, I'm giving it a go. Yeah, it's not looking good, hey. No, it's really not. Nah. And then it happened. The United States of America joined the war on the side of the Entente. Now this was good initially because it allows us to invade the Philippines. However, when the United States get their navy over here, I'm gonna have no supremacy in the oceans whatsoever. And this is where the naval battle begins. Also, a cool decision to assassinate the leader of the Fentang clique popped up, so I guess that's cool. But I landed in the Philippines before any American troops arrived and essentially conquered the whole of it. And right as I did, Germany announced their surrender and the Entente was victorious. And so an interesting decision then popped up for me. Refuse to surrender. We're leaving. We refuse to surrender. So now I'm on my own, but I was always on my own in the Pacific. I don't have any allies around here, so it's fine. And then, unfortunately, again, Hoi 4's buggiest mod came into fruition here. Because of the scripted peace deal, even though I left the Central Powers, all of my divisions got teleported to my home island. So now all of my divisions were there and none in where they were holding. So then I had to get the console commands out and teleport all of my divisions back to where they're supposed to be. I can still actually do it. I can do it. Oh, this unlocks the decision to assassinate. Okay, so yeah. That's fine. I can assassinate him later. The United States Navy arrived, and I no longer had supremacy even around my home island, so now I have to do port garrisons there, taking up even more of my divisions. There you go. Philippines is gone. I got this alliance offer from the UK, which is completely ridiculous considering we're at war with them, and I accepted it to see what would happen, and nothing happened. Signed a I have a non-aggression pact with them. Let's go. You know, I'm going to take that as a sign of them just saying, like, they want a white peace of me. Unfortunately, that is not how this game works. However, I could tell that this was going to devolve into one of those endless wars where nothing was going to happen for a very long time. So I made a deal with myself. If I successfully defend all of my currently occupied territory and I can take Singapore, I will then sign a conditional surrender with the Entente. Okay, 1919. Now, obviously, this war against the Entente here could just be an endless war. There's no way I'm going to go into France and Britain and the USA. I've decided that I'm going to have 3 target cities for me to capture in order to force a conditional surrender out of the Entente. The original plan was for 3 cities, Singapore, Port Moresby, and then Honolulu. However, I came to realize that that was near impossible because I wasn't going to get supremacy anywhere, so then I changed it to just Singapore. I think that's fair. And, like, that's kind of realistic. There's no way I'm fighting an endless war with the Entente, okay? That's just not happening. And if they take any of my major cities or anything, then I have to push them out as well. Or if they take any of my current holdings, I also have to push them out. So if I lose Manila, right, then that then becomes a key city that I must hold. That's literally fair. I'm 1v5ing this BS, all right? Also, if I lose any of my Pacific islands, that does not count. You know, I got no convoys. I'm not making any convoys. I just realized. Damn. It was a rough start, especially for my trades, because the Americans were raiding my convoys like there was no tomorrow, so eventually I ran out of them. Singapore needs to be invaded. It just does. Okay, so we're going to bring these guys over to Saigon. Hold a national referendum. Local political elements have begun to speak favor for democratic values. Uh-oh, it seems I've let democracy support get a little bit out of control, and I have to do something about that. I am not holding a referendum to become democratic, and if it continues to increase, I'm also going to get a civil war, so I just hired a bunch of fascist dudes and instituted press censorship. There we go. We're not even fascist, we're monarchists, but we're going to turn fascist. God, I didn't realize it was so high. Alright. Alright, invasion of Manchuria. 20% proto-fascism, that'll get rid of the democracy support, that's good. Claim on Manchuria and the Manchurian conflict, they will probably get a civil war. Unfortunately, my convoys are getting destroyed faster than I can make them, so the invasion of Singapore is not happening. Authoritarian support, and then I'm going to get a guy, I'll keep the consumer goods guys, this guy, and then we're going to go like a fascist guy. Proto-fascism, there we go. Alright, this should be going down, yeah, 0.12 a day, that's a lot. We have to try and win with our navy, but that's just not happening. We're not beating the US Navy. Something tells me I should have worked on my navy from the beginning, but I never do that because who does that actually? But I guess as Japan, it's like really important. I have no idea what a good boat even is to make. I don't think I've ever designed a boat. In my nearly 2,000 hours of Hoi 4, I've never designed like a ship and then intended it to be good. Korean independence, what does that mean? Korea's been under our authority for 9 years. Today, Korean underground nationalist organizations have decided to make themselves felt. They managed to organize a large-scale political procession in the cities of the colonies. It turned into a massacre. They will try a rebellion. 200 political power gone. At the same time that the Koreans tried to do whatever that was, I started a war against Manchuria, but it wasn't me. It was like my railroad, I don't even know what it is, but they started fighting. Manchurian conflict. They've started a war in Manchuria without any orders, but now that this has happened, the cabinet has no choice but to support the war for the sake of the international prestige and military control. What? They're already in Manchuria. Guess can't help. We're not labeling them as rebels. Yep, well, they're already in Manchuria. I guess can't help. Oh, wow, we've gone fascist. We've actually gone fascist now. Look, all that democracy support has just dwindled. Empire of Japan, we're like a really cool color, actually. I actually really like this color. It's like dawn almost, like literally land of the rising sun. They got standing alone. Why are they standing alone? You don't have to stand alone. I couldn't even join their war. I just had to watch them and hope for the best. I decided that I'll at least put up a fight with my navy, so I started trying to actually get into some conflicts around my coast against the enemy fleets. The navy's in battle right now. Oh my god, that's a lot of boats. Come on, we gotta be winning. 3 destroyers, 1 convoy. 13 destroyers, 13 British, 11 Mexican, and then, oh, that's so good. And for the most part, these naval battles were going well against the Italians, the British, the French, but I never came across the Americans. Oh, look at that. Another win. We lost some destroyers, but another win nonetheless. Yeah, look at that. Ooh, that was really good. At one point, I even sunk the French pride of the fleet just north of Taiwan. I mean, but we're still not getting supremacy, which is annoying because of the Americans. I thought this was completely and utterly stupid, and I got tired of trying to find the American fleet to see if I could sink them, so I just decided that I was going to declare war on all of the British puppets in Malaysia and Singapore. If the British aren't going to call them in, then I'm just going to declare war on them myself. Yeah, look at that. 10 destroyers down, but look at all that. Look at everything we destroyed there. Dude, we should be getting supremacy. Why are we getting supremacy after these battles? We're destroying them. Then I spoke too soon because we got involved in a naval battle that did not go well for us. We did sink a lot of theirs, but oh, we lost quite a bit. I mean, sure, we're winning these battles and we're sinking more of their boats, but I can't keep this up. They have way more boats than I do. Alright, I've assembled all my troops on this border because I think I should just be able to declare war on them. Because, like, bro, we're at war with the Entente. Why, like, can't I invade these guys? Why can't I just walk across the border, you know? Their numbers of boats are not dropping. Like, they should be, but they're not. The US were blockading us quite debilitatingly, and because the Soviets are in charge of Russia, I can't exactly trade with them either. So I do it. I type in allow Diplo in the console commands and invade Singapore from the north. This turned out to be the best decision I've ever made, because when I capitulated each one of these splinter states, I would get so much equipment, and with that equipment came convoys. So, oh my god, we're getting so many guns from this. Let's go take Singapore. If I can take Singapore, we get a peace deal. That's my rule, okay? New rule. Oh, we just sunk a bunch more of the British Navy. Look at this. They're gonna give up. They should just give up. This is the strat. This way, hang on. Yeah, I don't know. I was too excited for my own good here, but I was still marching my way to Singapore, very eager to take it. Our final enemy in Singapore. They're holding out in Singapore, but we got this. Come on. Come on. We've taken it. We've taken Singapore. And with that, the British gave up. I won the war after losing Singapore, their most precious possession in Asia. I think after the Raj, maybe. I'm not actually sure. It doesn't matter. They gave up. They were in shock. And with that, the Entente agreed to a conditional surrender, and I finally got myself out of that long-ass war. Now, hopefully this works. Hopefully this works. Yes! Okay, there we go. Oh, that was a lot. But we now have player peace conferences on, so this should be fine. Now, you guys know by now that my favorite part of all the Hoi 4 games I've ever done is the peace deal and making the map look cool. To begin, I annexed all of the ports that the French and the British had control over. I then created a series of puppets around Asia, Siam, Indochina, and the Philippines. And I also puppeted Malaysia, but I had to annex this one province which I thought would have gone to Malaysia, but whatever. Done. There is the peace deal. You know, it's quite convenient. All of my puppets are the same color as me. I don't even have colored puppets on. It just does it normally. I'm no longer at war with the Entente. They surrendered. And I have established a sphere of influence in Asia. Look at me go. However, we're not done. You know how, like, Japan's whole focus is Manchuria? We haven't even got Manchuria yet. What are we doing? We still got more to do. So I invaded Manchuria using commands again because you can't justify and there's no focus for it. And then out of nowhere, they made a faction with all of the Chinese states. So I guess we're getting all of China then. Yeah, I'm at war with all of China. And the best part is that Manchuria was the only major, so I just had to capitulate them normally, and I got all of China. There we go, Qingdao done. Zihi clique capitulated, but it's still, oh, that's not the Fentang clique. I need, that one right there. Hey, we did it. That's all of China. Now this peace deal was increasingly more complicated. I should have in theory just annexed it all and then released it in puppets via occupied territories. But no, I decided to create this absolute mess of warlord puppets in China, but I mean it still looks good. But I also made sure to annex Manchuria because it looks alright. And there it is, all of my Chinese puppets now the same color as me, and to top things off, I created a faction and guess what I named it? Look at that. I know, ignore that. Ignore this little bit, that's fine. But yeah. However, I've done this in Great War Redux too. This is good. These guys said they would cooperate with me, so it's fine. Yeah, so don't worry about those guys, it's fine. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching me form the co-prosperity sphere and create a Japanese empire in the Great War Redux. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.